Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
Our next weather maker is a front that's well to our west. We stay nice and dry today, but we'll have the potential for some scattered storms Saturday, some rain Sunday. I'll walk you through it.
Call for change. Students in the Triangle will be part of a nationwide protest today. Their demand for gun safety regulations after last week's deadly shooting in Minnesota.
Growing gender gap. New data this morning shows more girls are struggling at math. How schools in our area are addressing the troubles with testing. A lot to tell you about here on this Friday, and it is going to be a warm one. We get back into the 90s for highs. I'm Renee Chu.
I'm Chris Levengood. Yeah, that AC is getting a workout this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
But to get you just a little glimpse of what you can expect for your weather forecast, Elizabeth Gardner is getting you started with a live look at Durham.
Yeah, it looks nice out right now. We're mainly clear when the sun comes up here shortly. It should be pretty out. Maybe a few passing clouds like yesterday, but a comfortable start. Now, in terms of our dew point, it's a little bit higher than it was yesterday. 63, we still have that in the nice category, but it feels a little more humid. The temperature, though, is anywhere from 5 to 10 degrees warmer than yesterday, sitting at 70 in the Triangle right now. That feels a good bit like summer. It's cooler in Fayetteville at 65, but it's 70 in Southern Pines and a cool 59 up in Roxborough. So a wide range in our temperatures in the Triangle, 10 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. So that's something that you'll definitely notice. At lunchtime, already 86, and we'll see highs in the low 90s this afternoon. So just back things up and, put on your summer hats and, remember that, it still can be hot sometimes in September. Saturday evening, Saturday night from Raleigh northward, we have the chance of some isolated severe storms. So I'm going to walk you through Futurecast. It could affect folks heading to Hopscotch on Saturday. We'll talk more about the timeline coming up. Grant?
I want to go back to that serious crash. This is on the southwest side of town. This is off of 40 near the US 1 interchange. So it's a serious crash, and now seeing more delays headed eastbound on I-40. I want to zoom in and show you this. And here's US 1 here headed eastbound. You're seeing all this area in red indicating pretty serious backup there. Back up to US 1. We're going to watch. I'm watching this camera up towards Carytown Road, Boulevard, to see if there are any extra delays there. Not seeing anything that far back, but again, some new delays have popped up there. And also in Atlantic at New Hope Church Road, also an accident there. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
All right, thank you, Grant. Local students are participating in a nationwide protest, and they'll be walking out of class to demand leaders take action after that deadly shooting at a Catholic school in Minnesota. WRAL's Ali Kadlabar is live in Morrisville this morning, and Ali, students there, they are demanding new legislation.
New legislation, Chris, and change. I'm here at Wake Tech. This is where we're going to see students at Wake Early College of Information and Biotechnology walk out of the classroom and demand that change at noon today. Now, this comes a week after that school shooting in Minneapolis. 2 students were killed, 20 others injured at Annunciation Catholic Church. Today, students at 11 schools across the state, 7 in Wake County, will be protesting gun violence. They are demanding a nationwide assault rifle ban. We spoke with a student leader. She says this tragedy, it's not acceptable, and students will fight for change.
Have to say something. I think that's the consensus that a lot of student organizers came to is we're really going to accept this in the first few days. And how can we say something, because clearly the adults aren't.
Now, students are also signing petitions and sending letters to local and state lawmakers. Again, that walkout is scheduled today at noon. Reporting live in Morrisville, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
A person is in the hospital this morning after they were hit by a car overnight. The WRAL breaking news tracker drove to the scene on Belmont Drive in Raleigh. Police say the pedestrian was taken to the hospital. We don't know how badly that person was hurt. The driver of the car was charged with DWI.
Highway Patrol identified the person killed in an I-40 crash in Johnston County, and Sky 5 was above that massive scene yesterday afternoon. All 4 lanes were shut down near exit 312, and they were actually closed for at least more than an hour. Troopers say that Cheryl Bazul was driving east when she was hit from behind by Scott Faircloth, and then another car that Miriam Biviano was driving hit Bazul's car as well. Faircloth and Biviano were both charged with failing to slow down, and Faircloth is also being charged with misdemeanor death by a motor vehicle.
Happening now in the WRAL Live Center all morning long. We've been talking about that highly anticipated jobs report coming out around 8:30. To that end, we've been monitoring stock futures this morning. If you take a look at the big board, you can see the Dow is off about 30 points. The S&P NASDAQ in the green this morning. Analysts believe Wall Street will open in positive territory today ahead of that highly anticipated jobs report. Of course, we'll have those numbers in our 8:30 half hour on air and online.
New this morning, data shows girls' math scores have taken a much bigger hit since the pandemic than boys. A new report based on data compiled by Stanford University shows girls caught up with boys. They largely closed the gender gap in the years leading up to the pandemic. However, girls' math scores dropped more than boys in nearly every North Carolina school district. WRAL spoke with the principal at Millbrook Magnet High School about why that may be the case.
I think it's partially the way that the two genders approached things while we were out of school.
And many schools in North Carolina and across the nation are making changes to engage students more. And you can find out more about this work at WRAL.com.
A West Virginia man is accused of posing as a Duke Energy worker and scamming North Carolina seniors out of tens of thousands of dollars. Brian Talton here faced a judge in handcuffs yesterday. He's accused of exploiting Wake County seniors out of more than $70,000. WRAL has learned he reportedly has done this in other states. Talton remains in custody and will be back in court later this month.
William Peace is hosting a ribbon-cutting ceremony today for Peace Produce. It's an on-campus hydroponic farm. This is a farm that can grow crops with just water rather than soil. And the project is in collaboration with the nonprofit Produce Purpose. A little tongue-tied there. Today's event will include tours of the facility and samples of the crops. And the farm is located next to the Pacer Performance Center on Franklin Drive. And that ribbon cutting starts at noon.
Another UNC system school is announcing budget cuts. This time it's East Carolina. The chancellor announced plans to cut $25 million over the next 3 years. That could mean cuts to staffing and academic programs. The chancellor says ECU has earmarked more than $4 million in savings this year. UNC also plans to cut $70 million from its budget. And hundreds of Duke University employees are taking buyouts. Duke started layoffs for others last month.
The U.S.-Japan trade deal for lower tariffs on auto imports, it's official. President Trump signed an executive order formalizing that agreement yesterday. Tariff relief on auto parts will take effect in 7 days. And Japan has also promised the U.S. the lowest tariff rate on computer chips and pharmaceuticals. There will also be no tariffs on commercial airplanes or airplane parts.
The NFL season is off and running. The Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles celebrated their championship before facing the Dallas Cowboys last night. Super Bowl MVP Jalen Hurts put on a show with 2 rushing touchdowns as the Eagles got the win to start their season 24-20.
Oh, but Renee, the big story out of that game, Eagles star Jalen Carter was ejected for spitting on Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott. That happened right after opening kickoff. And a replay actually shows Prescott spit on the ground first. Now, after the game, Carter apologized for what he did, calling it a mistake and saying that it would, quote, never happen again.
The NFL action keeps going tonight. The Kansas City Chiefs and Los Angeles Chargers square off in Brazil. Kickoff is at 8 p.m. You can stream it live on YouTube.
Reminder, the Carolina Panthers get their season started Sunday on Fox 50. They'll be in Jacksonville taking on the Jaguars. Kickoff for that game is at 1 p.m. And then after that, go ahead, turn over to WRAL, more football. The Baltimore Ravens will take on the Buffalo Bills on Sunday Night Football. That game starts at 8:20 p.m. and our coverage begins with Football Night in America at 7.
Day 2 of the Hopscotch Festival gets underway in downtown Raleigh today. The party was on for day 1 yesterday. People were out listening to live music, even checking out the pop-up skate park. WRAL spoke with one of the event organizers. He tells us the diversity of music is one of his favorite parts of the festival.
For everybody, and what makes that great is you can jump from place to place. So that's kind of the idea of the festival, right? You're not buying a ticket to one show. You're buying a ticket to a 3-day adventure.
and you hopscotch from place to place. If you're still looking at tickets for the final 2 days, you can find that information on WRAL.com.
Time this morning is 6:09. Limited access. New information about restrictions on NFL scouts at UNC. The limitations Bill Belichick is putting on his former pro team visiting Chapel Hill. Plus,
you're evading the question.
No, I'm asking the questions here.
You're evading that question.
Drama on the Hill, contentious moments between lawmakers and Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. The pushback he's getting about some of his decisions.
And summer heat returns for today and tomorrow. And then Saturday night into Sunday, we'll have a chance for some thunderstorms and some showers. I'll walk you through the timeline for the weekend coming up.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:12, let's take a peek at the tropics. Of course, coming off of the coast of Africa is a wave that looks more and more likely to develop. As a matter of fact, it's a 60% chance in the next 48 hours, a 90% chance in the next 7 days. But look at where the path of that likely is. We'll take a look at the computer model plots, and this is a look at hurricane-specific models. So they're designed to track hurricanes. And you can see it's all pretty far to the south. We'll continue to watch that. That takes it out about a week or so, and it's still not even approaching really the Leeward Islands. So looks like it's tracking south through toward the Caribbean. It's really far away. I mean, we're talking, a week to a week and a half before it really starts to approach land. Definitely moving into a favorable environment for it to develop. And the next name is Gabrielle. Over the weekend, we have a chance of showers and storms. We'll check that out coming up. Grant?
Yeah, still watching that serious crash. This is on I-40 eastbound near US 1. I want to start by showing you this camera. This is at I-40 at Carytown Boulevard. US 1 camera isn't working right now, so I want to track just north of there. And you can start to see a little bit of a delay headed eastbound now on I-40 headed eastbound towards US 1. And you'll see the map now. We're seeing some major delays now all the way back to Buck Jones Road, and this will likely continue to back up towards Western Boulevard and Carytown Boulevard. So again, you're going to see some delays in that area. Watch out for those. Tune us in on the radio as well, 101.5 HD3.
All right, thank you, Grant. UNC Charlotte is capitalizing on Bill Belichick's new position as the head coach for UNC. So here's the deal. Charlotte will host UNC for the game, and the 49ers have sold all of their season tickets for the first time in school history, and that's because of UNC's presence on the home schedule. Charlotte added temporary bleacher seats for tomorrow's game.
We take the approach we can, play anywhere, anytime, day, night, home, away, in a parking lot, in Ireland, in North Carolina, in California, wherever it is. Just, we got to be ready to play when the games are scheduled.
It'll be the first road game for Belichick as the Tar Heels head coach.
In Chapel Hill, WRAL has learned Belichick is limiting the access of New England Patriots scouts. Coach Belichick coached the Patriots to 6 Super Bowl wins. Since he left after the 2023 season, there's been bad blood between him and his former team. A source told WRAL UNC is limiting access for Patriot scouts, but they can still have calls with the program's personnel staff and have access to film.
Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. faced a grilling over health care policies in a Senate hearing. Kennedy said recent shakeups at the CDC, including the ousting of its director, were, quote, absolutely necessary. Kennedy also slammed the CDC response to COVID-19. Democratic Senator Michael Bennet got into a heated confrontation with Kennedy, and that was about the decision to remove all current members of the CDC's Vaccine Advisory Committee.
I'm asking the questions, Mr. Kennedy. I'm asking the questions for Mr. Kennedy on behalf of parents and schools and teachers all over the United States of America who deserve so much better than your leadership.
Kennedy maintains the job cuts and changes were needed to, quote, restore the agency to its role as the world's gold standard public health agency.
Chanel Jones is returning to the Today Show this morning. She'd been away because of the loss of her husband. He died from brain cancer. Ken Smith is live now to tell us about the powerful interview we're expecting to hear between her and Savannah Guthrie. Ken, this will certainly be an emotional homecoming for her.
You know, it absolutely will, Renee, because this is news that so many Today Show fans have been waiting for since Chanel Jones went on family leave about 9 months ago. This morning, her beloved Today Show family will welcome her back to Studio 1A. Chanel opens up in a powerful conversation with Savannah Guthrie. She reflects on her journey by caring for her husband during his valiant battle with brain cancer to grieving this painful loss. Chanel and her husband were college sweethearts and have 3 children together. Also in this interview, she shares the personal revelations she's made along the way, including how pain can fuel strength and the message of hope she wants to offer others navigating their own struggles. Chanel will officially resume her Today Show duties on Monday. We have lots more on this story on WRAL.com, including a story about Duke University Cancer Center's grief initiative offering emotional and mental support for caregivers, patients, and families. But stay tuned for that powerful interview with Chanel Jones and Savannah Guthrie coming up on Today, starting at 7.
Live music, art, and thrifting are on the agenda this weekend.
It's time to take a look at WRAL Out and About's Weekend Best Bets. Downtown Raleigh will be the place for live music, art, and vendors. Tonight is the September 1st Friday. The event is hosted by Downtown Raleigh Alliance. Details and a map of all the vendors available tonight will be on their website. It gets started at 6 p.m.
And Renee, if you like thrifting, this may be a good weekend for you. The NC Vintage Bazaar gets underway tomorrow, and over 200 vendors will be selling all kinds of old clothing and accessories. That event runs through Sunday at the Expo Center at the State Fairgrounds, and tickets are available online.
And pop star Benson Boone is taking on the Lenovo Center this weekend. He'll be performing this Sunday in Raleigh as part of his American Heart Tour. That concert starts at 8 p.m. For more weekend fun, go to WRAL.com and search Out and About. I bet that will be mystical, magical, and filled with beautiful things. Benson Boone fans know what I'm talking about.
Key word, though, for mystic and magical for this sunrise, though. The hues of the scarlets and reds, they're purples, Elizabeth.
Gorgeous.
Couldn't ask for a better Friday morning.
Yeah, people will be flipping out, and the Benson Boone fans know what I'm talking about, right? All right, Raleigh looking gorgeous this morning. Nice and clear, just a couple of passing clouds. Should be beautiful over the next 30 minutes or so as that sun continues to come up. We're watching the next weather maker. It's a front that's sitting over the mountains right now that'll slide in here during the day tomorrow. Now, ahead of it, we're all good. If you're going to be headed out to First Friday or over to Hopscotch this evening, it's all clear. But Saturday, some concern. Isolated thunderstorms, some of those could be strong to severe. Sunday turns much cooler after it being very hot for today and tomorrow. But there may be some afternoon showers. Here's a look at where that front is right now, all quiet. There were some evening thunderstorms down in the Sandhills and even a severe storm up in Mecklenburg County, Virginia yesterday. But we're going to be quiet today. That front doesn't arrive here until late tomorrow. So this is 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. You can see the increase in cloud cover, but our potential for rain during the day Saturday is minimal. Now, once we get to 6 o'clock, some of our northern counties could see a stray shower. And then by 7, 8, 9 o'clock, we begin to see some of that in the triangle. So that could affect folks headed out Saturday night to Hopscotch. There's 10 o'clock. Again, just an isolated shower or thunderstorm. That may continue up until midnight or so. Let's take a look at Sunday, too. This is Sunday at 9 a.m. A lot more cloud cover Sunday. The model only goes out to 2 o'clock on Sunday. This is the high resolution model. So you can see some showers and thunderstorms possibly in our eastern counties on Sunday late afternoon and evening. For tomorrow, from the triangle area northward, some of those evening or overnight storms could produce some isolated wind damage. We're just going with a 30% chance on Saturday and Sunday. So not a washout. And honestly, Saturday during the day, we should be fine. But to evening and overnight, we'll have that chance of some scattered thunderstorms. Definitely hot. Not as hot on Sunday. And then the chance of an afternoon shower. But again, those will not be terribly widespread. After 90s today and tomorrow, we're back down into the 70s on Sunday. So an abrupt change and then back to lovely fall weather for much of next week. Grant?
Thanks, Elizabeth. Yeah, we're still tracking that serious crash eastbound on I-40 near US 1. I want to show you a live image from Sky 5 right now showing you that accident on I-40 eastbound near US 1. This is the view there. And I mentioned the delays have been backing up past US 1, and you can clearly see that from our camera view here. Multiple police and fire on scene now. They're working to clear this accident. There's one lane of traffic now able to go through eastbound, but still major delays headed eastbound right now. So if you're in that general area, you want to take a detour, likely going around US 1 because the I-40 eastbound is pretty backed up here. You can see they're working to clear that vehicle. Pretty serious crash here. A couple of fire trucks and other emergency response are on scene trying to clear that up. You can see multiple firefighters right there working to clear the scene as well, and trying to clear what's left of this pretty serious accident on I-40 eastbound. So continue to stay tuned to those updates on 101.5 HD3.
Certainly hope everybody is okay, but clearly traffic kind of down to a snail's pace, one lane.
Yeah, and unusual to see that this early in the morning, right before we hit our prime morning commute time.
All right, we'll keep you updated. DMV overhaul. The new commissioner in North Carolina is fielding ideas on how to make improvements, what he's asking for from lawmakers.
Trial moving forward. The teen accused in Raleigh's Hedingham shooting is expected to face a jury in February. The questions remaining about his mental health. Progress through partnerships. That's the newest strategy being used by the DMV to improve the experience. North Carolina DMV Commissioner Paul Tyne sat on a panel with officials from Virginia and South Carolina yesterday. The goal was for our neighbors to share ideas that have worked for them. Tyne says the department has made efficiency changes, allowing them to process more than 1 million more transactions per year. The state passed a mini budget providing funding for more DMV employees. Tyne says Governor Stein urged him to get 40 new people hired within a month. Tyne says we should expect an announcement about that soon.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
Getting back in the ring and paying up for Legos.
Paying up a lot. Let's take a look at what's trending this morning. So 2 boxing legends are putting on their gloves once again. Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather have agreed to an exhibition fight. Tyson is 59 years old and Mayweather 48. Mayweather is undefeated and Tyson is 50-7.
I mean, would be a matchup of goats. My money would be on Mayweather, but details on the venue and specific date have not been announced yet. Also trending, Lego's newest set is also its most expensive ever. The company announced a brand new Star Wars Death Star set. Ooh. It has over 9,000 pieces. That'll keep you occupied. And it'll cost $1,000. It will also include 38 different minifigures. The set will come out next month.
That's no moon. That's a $1,000 piece, and somebody's definitely going to throw down on that one. Goodness gracious. Hey, we want to take you outside real quick to Sky 5, where we are above this scene right now on I-40 East. We're going to show you this significant crash that's causing a bit of a backup this morning. And we'll have a live report coming up in just a minute.
Walking out of class, students in our area are demanding action to address gun violence. The push for lawmakers to look at new legislation.
And votes will count. A new settlement allows the federal ballots of voters with missing registration data. The new data that is going to be a step for state and local races.
And it's going to be a hot afternoon. Our highs will climb into the low to mid 90s for today and again tomorrow. Today stays dry, but I'm tracking some storms for late Saturday. I'll show you coming up.